What's up, MMA fans? Just had the Ultimate Fight Night 10. Fucking awesome card. Fucking awesome card. That's what I want to start out by saying. On paper, didn't look great. Looked, probably actually a little below average for Fight Night card, but man, it came through for us. I'm gonna cycle through most. I want to talk a little bit about each fight that we saw, since I didn't do predictions for the undercard, which I'm sorry, I will do that next time, I promise. I'm just going to skim through them. Nate Moore won by unanimous decision in what seemed to be kind of a stand-up and ground war between him and Cadillo. Next fight on the card was Anthony Johnson against Chad Reiner. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Didn't last very long, 13 seconds. Reiner actually rocked, or partially rocked Johnson, but Johnson threw, and he landed a left hook that just sent him to the ground. And he landed like two punches, or one when he was on his way down and one when he was on. They jumped in and said, over. Next fight on the card was Jeff Cox against Gleason Tebow. Cox had to tap out in, I believe, the first round. Yeah, 152 of the first round. This is probably another fight. This is a lightweight fight. This is probably a fight that I'll buy, just so I can see it, see how each guy fought. Next fight, Tamden McCrory against Pete Spratt. Now, I got a soft spot for Pete Spratt. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good fighter. He's a veteran of the fight game, and a lot of times veterans can find their way into a fan's heart. Which is why I'm not going to buy this fight, because Spratt got choked out in the second period, and I don't really want to see it. I might still buy it, but still, it just seemed like Tamden McCrory was, was the better fighter. And so, yeah. Next up was Forrest Pet's Luigi Fioravanti. Went to decision. From what I read on SureDog, crowd chanted boring, boring, boring. Don't do that shit. Fucking hate it when the crowds do that. Booing fighters, and these guys put their health on the line. And just because they're both ground fighters, you're gonna boo them because you don't understand the complexities of fighting on the ground, jiu-jitsu, and all that. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want you as fans if you're gonna do that bullshit. So go back to Philadelphia and cheer on that football team. So Pets won, unanimous decision. To all those in Philadelphia, I do get upset with you guys throwing snowballs at Santa Claus, and you have a great team, and you turn on them on a dime, and start booing them in the second quarter after they fall down 7-0. But that's way beyond the point. So next fight, Jason Black, the urban legend. That's the first I'd really heard of that. I'd seen him fight before. Saw him got triangle choked by Aoki in Pride, against Thiago Tavares. Now, Tavares is someone who a lot of people have their eye on. A lot more people will have their eye on him now after this impressive victory. He put on a clinic on the ground both rounds. It was only a matter of time in my eyes. After that first minute, it was really only a matter of time before he found a way to sink in a submission, because he was just dominating him left and right on the ground. So awesome, Thiago Tavares. I want to see you fight somebody good, so a notable guy. I want to see if the hype is true. So look for Josh Berkman. There's a lot of guys at the 170 level that he could fight. So looking forward to that. Next up on the card, Jordan Radjev and Drew McFedries. Now, we know McFedries from his Alessio Sakara fight and from his Martin Kampmann fight. Kind of two different fights. In the Sakara fight, he was losing, and he ended up winning. And then in the Kampmann fight, he was winning, and he ended up losing. But he's been fun to watch. His fights have always been good. Came out and did his job. 33 seconds in the first round, and I mean, Radjev didn't offer anything. McFedries just came out, found his chin, knocked him around a couple times, and then bam, ball game. So awesome job, Drew. I want to see you fight Terry Martin next. Because Terry Martin came out and he said that he nobody will stand with him. Well, I think Drew McFedries will stand with you, and I think Drew McFedries will drop bombs on you. So that's the fight I want to see. Next up, my boy, Jon Fitch against Juan Carneiro. That's how you pronounce his name. You know, this I had said in my prediction video that I want to see Jon Fitch win in spectacular fashion. I think he did. I think the whole fight was great. I mean, he got dominated that first round. Not dominated, I shouldn't say that, but you know, Carneiro took him down twice. Had him in a deep sort of, I believe it was an anaconda or a kind of a modified arm triangle choke. And he escaped it, and I thought, I was like, oh shit, oh my boy, oh no, but he got out of it. He stayed calm. A lot of fighters will panic at that point. He didn't. He stayed calm. He knew he lost that first round. Came out and said, all right, it's time to step it up. Just cracks him with some stand-up, drops him down, lands some bombs down on the ground, takes his back, slips in the choke. I honestly think that it was more the punches that led to the choke, kind of like BJ Penn's rear naked choke on Matt Hughes. He was totally rocked from all the punches. That's why he gave up his neck so easily, because I mean, he took his back, threw a few punches, and then he just bam, sunk the choke in. And Carneiro didn't even move his arms to try to pull it away or anything like that. He just tapped out. So, you know, Jon Fitch, he's not only is he now 6-0, which the only other undefeated fighter that I can think of that has a multitude of wins in UFC is Rashad Evans at 5-0, and he's now in kind of a win this fight and you're definitely a title contender if he beats Tito Ortiz. Now Jon Fitch needs one of those fights, and I'm saying Karo Parisian. Then the winner of Fitch-Karo, the winner of GSP-Koss fight each other, probably around January, you know, maybe a month after Sarah and Hughes fight, and the winner of that gets a title shot. Then you would have a clear-cut number one contender where no one else could talk. Unfortunately, Jon Fitch and Koscheck train together, but when titles get talked about, sometimes friendships can kind of break apart. So, both fighters fight for AKA, in case you're wondering. So, Jon Fitch, awesome. You know, no matter what it comes down to, it's going to say on your record that you have choked out Carneiro, which means your jiu-jitsu his jiu-jitsu is getting way better. You know, he's a brown belt now, and he showed that he deserves that brown belt. So, main event, Spencer Fisher, Sam Stout. Somebody had messaged me and said that they had a feeling this was going to be a boring fight. Were they ever wrong? They were just, you know, throwing, and I honestly felt that Spencer Fisher stood up with him the whole time. Spencer Fisher was going to lose. I felt he needed to take it down because I did think Stout was a little bit better on his feet, but Spencer Fisher, man, he made Stout look slow, and that's not easy to do because Stout's a great kickboxer, a Canadian Muay Thai champion. He is not a bad fighter by any means. He doesn't have slow hands, and you know, I don't think he would have come in undertrained because Tompkins has his guys training all the time. So I want to throw a little shout out. Guy standing to Tompkins' right, or our left as you were looking at Tompkins, Chris Horodecki, lightweight, going to be in the UFC pretty soon, I'm hoping, and maybe after this IFL season, because that kid, he's going to look out for him in that lightweight division. But back to the fight, Fisher just beat him to the punch. It seemed like every time they exchanged, Fisher got the better of it. Now Fisher looked mangled after the first round, but that was also his most dominating round. So, he just, the cuts, yeah, he doesn't have leather skin, but, man, he dominated that round. So, I scored it 30-27 like everybody else. But awesome fight, I want to see them both. Spencer Fisher, I'm thinking, what about the winner of the Ultimate Fighter, fighting Spencer Fisher, or Spencer and Ken Flo, both coming off wins, after a loss. Why not? Let them hook up. So, all right, well, awesome card. Like I said, on paper, it didn't look that great, but it really came through, which just goes to show maybe UFC 72 Victory is going to come through for us and be an awesome pay-per-view. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it showed that just because a card doesn't look great on paper doesn't mean it can't be awesome. So, all right, well, Light Train, Doctor.